I am so excited to welcome one of our agents, Erika, here today. She is going to share some information about herself, Realty One Group, and her story. Can't wait to share it with you guys. So, Erika, can you tell us about yourself, please?
Yes, thanks for having me. So I moved to Florida about 6 months ago, and I decided I've been wanting to join the real estate profession for a while, but we knew we were going to be moving. So I kind of put it on the back burner, raised my kids after I was a teacher. And I was staying at home with them, and I have always just felt a calling for real estate, but I didn't want to fully jump in until I could fully commit. So I didn't want to just start something and not do it all the way. So I feel like this is the perfect time in my life. My kids are 7 and 10 now, and they can ride their bike to school and home. So I have time finally to invest in myself and my career. So I'm really excited.
That's amazing. So if I remember correctly, you've kind of dabbled in real estate before, because where you came from in Michigan, you facilitated the building of your home there. So that's probably going to really serve you well as a realtor. So can you tell us a little bit about what you did and how you think it's going to help you with customers here that might want to do the same thing?
Yeah, for sure. So I've always been interested in real estate, houses, whatever. And I decided to buy a piece of property as an investment and be the general contractor for the build. So I lined up all the, from the beginning to the end, all of the contractors. And it was like a 1.5-year process.
Wow.
It was the biggest learning experience of my life. I learned so much, just the ins and outs of the houses, just how to work with people, timelines, just all the details that I did not even know existed in a home. But would I do it again? I'm not sure, but I'm glad I did it. It was a great experience. So I feel like I can go through a new construction now and have just the general knowledge of, the construction aspect of it.
Sure.
Like what should be going on at what time, because I saw it happen and facilitated that. So that was great. And then we ended up moving into it for a couple years and then selling it and coming down here, and it ended up being a great investment. And so paid off. And
well, that feels good.
Yes,
You made a good investment, right?
I made a good investment.
That's really amazing.
Yeah, so it was cool. And I think it'll just be great to just, I guess, walk through when I'm walking through a house, when it's in the stud, and I can look at, just the bones of a construction and be able to point out things to my customers.
Sure. No, and I think also you'll have a lot of empathy for both the builder,
yes,
and the customer, because you've kind of been in both shoes or you've walked the path. And I think that's one of the hardest parts is, as a realtor, there's a lot of different things we do, a lot of different hats we wear. And you might know about it, but if you've never done it as a human, it's a totally different experience, because like our stories are somewhat similar. I was a teacher, you were a teacher.
Yeah.
And teachers make great realtors because of our ability to communicate, our ability to work on our feet like really quickly and stuff like that. But also you moved from somewhere else.
Yeah.
And we have such a high amount of relocation here. You've experienced that as well. So that is going to serve you well, because if even though you're from Michigan, if somebody's moving here from Illinois or Iowa or even New York, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's still a relocation, and you moved kids and dogs.
Yes.
That's hard.
Yeah.
There's a lot
I'm
of pieces.
actually working with a buyer right now that's moving from Michigan. I was so excited that I found them, and I did so much research before moving. It's so overwhelming, like learning a new area, the different counties, the different subdivisions within those counties. And it's like, what is the feel for different counties and communities? So I actually just sent them a video of just driving up to the subdivision, because I would have loved that as somebody relocating here.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
This is what it looks like when you drive into this subdivision versus this subdivision. And so I do have a lot of empathy for people that are just starting that giant process. And I feel like I can kind of like walk them through it a little bit better.
Sure. So you can have, what they say, when you can look back and have 20/20. So
Yeah.
you can look back and say, my experience was good.
Right.
I don't think you had a bad experience
it
buying
was
real
good.
estate, but how could I make it better for somewhere else? Like, for someone else? Where do I think maybe I needed more information, and not that you're disappointed with where you ended up, but maybe a little bit more information on certain things would have given you more confidence in the process?
Yeah, things you can't find on the internet. Like things that you only know from talking to someone that lives in 𝗥𝗲𝗃 or works in Jacksonville and just all of that. So, and I love talking to people. I love like it doesn't feel like work. Yeah. Like I went and took that video today and I've just been chatting with them. I love helping people, talking to people, and also doing something different every day. Like I woke up today not knowing what my day was going to hold, and here we are doing a podcast thing or an interview thing, and I'm taking videos.
It wasn't planned.
This was not planned.
Very spur of the moment, which is amazing. And we love having Erika a part of the brokerage. It's so fun at working with people with different perspectives, coming from different walks of life, coming from different parts of the country, different real estate experiences, because your experience is significantly different than somebody else's. And that's amazing, because real estate needs to be collaborative, whether or not you're a realtor or a broker or a buyer's agent for somebody or wherever it is. You really need to be collaborative, because everything's different in the way I interpret it, and the way you interpret it is different. And when we come together, we're just better together, I think. So
I agree 100%.
You're with the Realty One Group Elevate. So I'd love to know kind of why you chose us, and, you don't have to name the other companies you might have interviewed with, but why did you choose to work with us over someone else? Because we're not the only game in town.
Right. Well, okay, talk about overwhelming. When you get your real estate license, you basically get bombarded by like 700 brokers that are trying to get you to join their team. Even if you're new and you've never sold real estate, which I think is crazy that they want to like take on someone that doesn't know what they're doing, but they did. And I met with Tanya. I actually showed up at the wrong date for our first interview.
She showed up 1 week early.
I was early. I wasn't late though.
1 week early.
Just a week.
Nobody, listen, I like punctuality. Like, it's great if you're not early or late, right?
I took that to an extreme. So then we just decided to meet for lunch later that day because she wasn't in the office. So we met for lunch, and it was the first person I talked to. And
I was your first interview?
I was the first interview.
I didn't know that.
Yes. So I was so nervous, and I thought like I was getting interviewed, and it turned into just this conversation like we're having right now. Like, tell me why you want to be a real estate agent. Tell me about yourself. And I just remember leaving being like, wow, like we really connected. And
it was pretty great.
I liked her like just genuineness about you. And I interviewed with some other ones after that, and like nothing just felt like someone was going to believe in me the way that you did. Not to put too much pressure on you.
That's okay. No, I mean, I appreciate it. It's funny. I tell agents all the time that when they come in and they're a new agent or they're an existing agent, that it's got to be mutually beneficial, right? Like, I'm as much interviewing you as you should be interviewing me.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to be something that feels great for both of us, because if it doesn't, this is a hard business.
Yes.
And if you don't feel supported and you don't feel like maybe you're surrounded by people that are going to be helping you, because it's very competitive out there. And not that you shouldn't be competitive within your office, but at the same time, it should, I hate to keep using this word collaborative, it really just has to feel like you can get help from someone, even though really the agents in your office are your competition.
Right.
But it doesn't have to be like dog world like that. It should be fun, because it's hard.
Yeah. I also think that having someone that you like look up to as a mentor, whether you're like officially mentoring me or not, is really important. Just like seeing like the vision of where you want to be in X number of years, like that was kind of big for me too. I was like, all right, this lady's killing it. I want to learn from her. Not to embarrass you.
Oh boy, just a little.
Well, you are. So I don't know. So that's like the main thing. And I was a little hesitant because the fees were so low compared to everywhere else I looked. I was like, well, it's too cheap. It's too good to be true.
You asked that a lot.
I did. I was like, can you please just be honest with me and tell me what I'm not going to be getting here? Yeah. And she's like, nothing. Like this is real. And I even like ran it by other people. I was like, okay, I was Googling like, if a brokerage doesn't charge a lot, like I googled like 17 different things, like trying to figure out what the hidden thing was.
Really?
Yeah,
oh wow, yeah.
I'm
no,
big
I mean,
that. But there really isn't, like, there is nothing that there's the technology, the apps, how everything's in zone is super helpful. All the trainings, like what you could go to training like 8 times a week, 10 times a week,
7 to 8 times a week. Yeah, we got trainings.
And just I don't know, it's like a family. Like Danielle, when she just joined, she came to our happy hour the next day and she's like, I feel so like I found my people. And it's so important. Like we're doing it so many hours a day. You need to like feel like you're.
Yeah, no, it's my favorite part about the business is being able to build it the way I feel I want to build it, I guess. And I can choose who I work with. And I hope that they choose me too.
Yeah.
Because obviously I might think they're amazing and they might not think the same thing about me, but that's okay. We have fun. We do a lot of great things. Erika is a lot of fun. She's really knowledgeable. Definitely her background is something she's the one to look out for because watch out world, she's coming. She's a hard worker. She's got dedication. She's really creative, which is amazing because I have zero creativity. She probably shouldn't stand this close to me because I have negative creativity. She's gonna you're gonna like get some of it. You're gonna lose creativity because I'm so science minded. And as a math person, I think it's amazing that that doesn't usually go together.
It's kind of weird.
It is pretty cool.
I've wondered that too.
Because it doesn't work for me.
I taught math in high school.
Oh, and
this is much more fun.
I taught high school biology. And that's like, very similar brain powers involved. And I'm not creative at all, but she is. She does a great job with marketing. And
speaking of marketing, that's one of the reasons I found you was the branding. I'm like black and gold and like how it's like not traditional.
Yeah.
I was like, that is speaking to me because I don't like rules and boundaries that much.
No,
and I saw the word unbrokerage and I was like, sign me up.
Yeah, no, I love it. It's so funny. I had an agent come talk to me yesterday about not wanting to be part of a brokerage that felt corporate.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, I mean, there is a corporate, but it's not very corporate because I said, one of our mottos is the unbrokerage because we're trying to break boundaries within real estate and change the way it's looked at. And we keep changing, we keep growing, they keep adding to the business, and it's all been amazing.
Yeah, which I think is important because real estate's been very similar for a very long time, and it's worked. So why change something that worked, but you can still make it better.
Absolutely.
And I think that's one thing that we kind of like look at, just how to make the process better, how to market the properties in a actually fun way instead of just here's a just listed and it's so pretty.
Right.
But fun, and I don't know.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Erika, thank you so much for coming. We can't wait to see where you are in a year. Actually, 6 months. I lied. 3 months.
Give me 3 months.
Can't wait to see where you are in 3 months. We appreciate your time today and watch out for this one. Watch out.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, guys.